That's right.
that these chicks are on some BS. And I think
cannot change the culture as it is like that.
No, I agree.
So,
I agree. It definitely takes time. Shout out to Omega Legion, who says sisters will shift on a moment's notice like a snake. Yeah, listen, man. I say this all the time. Women don't have any steadfast beliefs. Women don't believe anything. Women only believe what the strongest men in their lives believe. That's what it's down to. They're just going with the flow. Archie Engineer with the $10 super chat says facts. BK Standard 88 says you can't cancel someone who made you. Well, listen, I think you can, but these bitches can't cancel Cube. I think that's pretty obvious. Blue Lion, $5, says this is a preview of what would have potentially happened to you had you gone on Dr. Phil's show. Yeah, that was an obvious trap. Like that.
facts.
Yeah. That was an obvious trap. I never considered it for 1 second. I was like, dude, are you serious? Does Allegra Hennington really think I'm that stupid? Like, dude, I used to write for, come on, like, get out of here with that. I mean, again, women think we're stupid. Black Wolf Inc. says, remember, Vivica Fox's greatest accomplishment is staring on Funny You Should Ask every day, but still being the least relevant comic in the room. Oh, God. Sports Droppings with the $10 super chat. I believe that is Ty. I think that's my guy, Ty. Says, what most are missing is that Cube is setting a template for competing for black votes. Jews get commitments to Israel. Florida Cubans get anti-Castro. Feminists get abortion. We should attach demands. Okay, that's next level type shit. I actually quite like that. Okay, let us continue with the rest of the video. It's about to get fucking real.
When I had listen, because I had the conversation. When I had the Zoom call with the DNC, the Democratic Party, we was on the call for probably over 45 minutes, and we never even got to the contract with Black America.
There it is.
We never went through any of the points that needs to be dealt with when it comes to the situation in this country. No one else has a plan that deals with as many issues that this administration or any administration could fix if they had the political will. And you have to give them the political will. And that's what's being done. So I didn't want to put anybody on blast for that, but since they said I didn't jump on the call, it's because I was promised a call where we can actually deal with this in a serious manner. And it wasn't just what I considered a rally call.
But I feel like that actually could have been.
See, right there. I feel like this is the problem with women having conversations like this. I feel like, bitch, don't nobody give a fuck about what you feel like, man. Least of all the facts. That's the problem right there, man. Long Sleeve Aristocrat says, look at the difference. You guys give each other time to speak, let each other finish, etc. These clowns talking over each other and making unnecessary noise. Well, that's because I am the world's greatest ringmaster. That's part of it. Rambo Bush with the $20 super chat says the Democrats socially engineered black women to be their attack dogs against black men. They are the first line of the first line of attack against black women taking control of black society. Black men will always be undermined by black women, I guess, due to the exploitation of women's selfish nature. What are your thoughts on that? Let me get your thoughts on that, Lucario, because that's a very interesting statement there. Do you think that black women undermine black men because of the Democratic agenda?
Well, yeah, of course. Well, that's the thing. You got to understand that just in general, in society, you know, they always want to put black men and black women against each other. Because even I don't think we got to this part yet in the video, but there was a part where they were talking about he's doing this for black people, and then she's like, "Well, what about black women?" You know what I mean? And so now all that back and forth is causing friction to the actual progress of what he's trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Just like what he just said, like, look, you know, we was on this call for 45 minutes, nothing happened, and then she's still giving him friction after he said the actual thing that was going down. So it's like, I think what happens is that they're trying to cause friction in the situation, so the stuff that Ice Cube is saying doesn't actually get taken seriously, or it doesn't come across in a way where the actual problems being solved. Because what Ice Cube is saying is, hey, listen, there's some stuff that needs to happen. Let's make this stuff happen. And these women are saying, well, what about black women? And what about, getting on the call with Snoop Dogg? And what about like deflecting all these other things that have nothing to do with nothing? You see what I'm saying? And so that right there is, that's a setup thing for, to stop the progress. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, totally agree 100%. Anytime a woman or even a man, anytime they feel themselves losing a debate or a conversation, they will immediately reverse gate or change the subject. I was actually recently in the chat section of a content creator who had another content creator who I had some disagreements with. And as soon as I started pointing out facts, this other content creator started talking about something totally different. So that could be in the same vein. Solo, what are your thoughts on these women saying, well, I feel like when Cube is clearly just hitting them with facts?
Yeah, when you have conversations, right, Donovan, and you know this as well as I do, in regards to certain sensitive topics like religion, politics, and gender identity or something with some of these women, you're wasting your time. And me living in one of the most liberal cities, not just in America, but in all of the world, there's certain conversations I just don't have with women because I know that they are looking for a certain answer. And if they don't get that answer, they're not gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a certain type of situation. And even then, if you try to avoid those conversations, they will try to bring it up. I had a woman recently tell me, how do you feel about the LGBTQVNYZD community?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so certain conversations like that, you sidestep, like Myron said earlier, like, oh, I don't discuss that right now, or, we can talk about that later, but eventually.
I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you, something like that.
Exactly, but eventually they're gonna bring it up again. And a lot of these women, they don't even, they just follow along with what they think they should follow along. The media is telling them to, or because everybody else is following it. They don't even really make up their own opinion about these things. They just have a herd mentality. And especially, Donovan, I'm sorry, I gotta say this. I know you said don't do it, be politically, but with some of these liberal women, they have this like liberal guilt or white guilt.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, cool. I remember, and I'm not saying it's all of them, right? But you got some of them. I remember during the George Floyd situation, I had more white women texting me than I ever had texting me. And I remember one girl even came over in the middle of the day, like in the middle of the afternoon to give me some pussy during my lunch break. You know what I mean?
It happened during Roots too, dude. When Roots was on in the 70s.
It is. Yeah. Right.
But it's kind of like a lot of these women, they don't even really know how they feel about these topics because they're manipulated by somebody else to how they should feel. That's what I'm trying to say.
And I think that is a symptom of the gross lack of masculine leadership. When there is not masculine leadership, this is what happens to women. Steve, when you hear the term facts don't give a fuck about your feelings, these women are the embodiment of that. Explain to the audience why it is that it's never, ever a good idea to debate or argue with a woman.
Because she's a woman.
There you go. You've been married for over 20 years. How many arguments have you had with your wife? None. Exactly. And why is that?
Because she knows her place at the table.
There you go. There it is, man.
The bottom line is that women are emotional. I understand by even watching the video. I understand the women doing what they're doing. They're supposed to be like those. Just
right.
Their nature, right? They're wild animals, right there. That's their. Yep. They're supposed to get all out of shape, out of order, and all this other stuff. But I feel like the manipulation, like what Solo was saying, I feel like the manipulation has come on our part to manipulate them and think that they have a voice. Yeah. They got manipulated thinking that they're logical thinkers or that they have a say in anything. So, but again, they're supposed to be up and down, emotional, crying, yelling, screaming, and all of those stuff. But what happened is that too many of us are acting like them, forcing them to try to be like us. That's where the problem comes at. They're supposed to do all this stuff, but we are as well, not us men, but those males out there, they've got to do a better job of yanking these motherfucker chains at the door and not letting them get away with the silly shit they're getting away with. Everything that you see right now is because a lot of, and we're talking about black men, these are black women. A lot of black men are soft as fuck.
Right.
That's the problem. A lot of black men are allowing this fucking behavior to go through. Maybe because they feel they attack on mommy or some shit like that. But these women shouldn't even be active. Like I was saying before, the way they are, it should be around white men. It should be the same way around black men.
There you go.
Be a color. Let me give you an example. Like they would treat us like they would treat a white man because we wouldn't tolerate it. They couldn't even pump enough blood in their fucking heart to go through their veins to even pop off the mouth with us.
Right.
But somewhere along their lives, somebody has trained them to pop off the mouth. That is so not pop off, but it's okay to pop off the mouth, and it's okay to be manly because it seems like they're trying to be more manly than feminine, man.
No, listen, agree 100%. Now, here's the thing. Had they actually read this agreement with Black America and decided to have an opinion on it, maybe I would be more inclined to listen to what they have to say. But it's clear that none of these women read anything. All they know is that Ice Cube sat down with Donald Trump, and that's what they have a problem with.
And that's ultimately where you keep hearing them say, I feel. It's because they did not read it. They just got on here and think about what Steve just said. That if men were in the place where we should be, that women would know. You don't even think to open your mouth if you can't at least talk on the level of, you don't just get to come up and just sit down and pull out your lady penis and just give us your opinion. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Our culture and our community, that is who's running the house. That's mommy. Mommy can, anyway, man. I'll be on here all day.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. Listen, that's why you have your own show, right?
I'm talking about tomorrow night. Yeah.
Hey, real talk. I'll be tuning in. Your ass keeps me up later than I need to be every night. Rob Cruz with the $50 super chat says, Donovan representing the original members of the Sharpshooters from the Towers. Says, salute to the panel, Lucario, Kevin, Man, Mindset, Mr. Williams, and Gaines. Yeah, Rob Cruz is one of the original TSR OGs. Good to see him back in action. Lance Brown, $5 super chat, says, Roland Martin was with Ice Cube in the beginning, but turned against him after the Trump conversation, I believe. Yeah, that's another one who's raised by mommy. Plus, Cow, $5 says, I honestly believe when they say about black women, they're really saying what white liberal feminists have taught them. Very well put. J-Dog, $5 says, I'm surprised they didn't hit Ice Cube with Yo Mama Black. Well, listen, that's probably coming. That's probably coming at some point. I'm going to finish this video. I got to get through these super chats here. Technomage B5, $5 or $10 says, communication cycle. Notice how they don't even acknowledge his point, just go on their feelings. Why? Because he's right, and they can't contest it on merit, period. This is what people do. This is what they do. Muslim MGTOW, $5 says, don't forget the white S-Master. Use the black woman to keep the black man on the plantation. Ooh, getting deep. Jason $5 says, women like this don't just but the emotions to logical arguments, but they also bring intangibles that simply don't matter. Hashtag logic over feelings. Absolutely. Legend Skinner, $20 says, another reason why the division between us is so strong is because America as a whole does not want to see a season 2 of Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. A lot of money is gained when we're divided and fighting. I agree with that 100%. Freelance Runner says, this is the real pro-black talk here. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's not just going with the agenda. Okay, let's finish out the video and get to these fireworks here.
Okay, because you could have led the call and had supporters on listening to what it was that you're trying to get them to be able to help rally with the initiative.
That makes no sense. Like, she's literally just arguing just to argue.
I had been doing press about the contract with Black America outside of that. So I was using my press to promote the contract, not just to them dudes on the call, but to all of America, to all of Black America. That's where my thing is. So I wasn't on the call, but that don't mean we couldn't have a call. So that's what happened. And I don't feel like I made a mistake for not being on the call.
Uh-oh.
I will tell you, we have to wrap the show. We're way over, but I just want to say, Cube, I hear what you're saying, but I just want you.
See, this is funny. We have to wrap, but I have to get the last word in.
You know, as Black women, how we would feel
as Black women.
There's no mention specifically of Black women in the contract with Black America. They do have to
stand on top of that. I just told you can write that up. If you
we're not out here jumping on calls.
We all Black, so we all.
We're not meeting up with Jared Kushner and Donald Trump about this. You are.
You see that? You are. See, we're all Black. Again, this is that's the real issue. He literally just checked her on that. He just checkmated her. He says, listen, you have the opportunity. You stood on that. I said you can write it up. Well, we're not the ones in power. We're not the ones meeting with Jared Kushner and Donald Trump. You are. And when you look at the expression on her face, it is very judgmental. Look at her face. This is a fucking bitch, dude. This is a fucking bitch showing her true fucking colors. Bitch, you are mad because he's doing it and you ain't. Now listen to the rest of this. Is crazy.
So you can't say, well, if you don't like it, add to it. You're out here. You took that job. You took that position to be this. So like, don't say you.
Listen to this. This is funny.
I'll write up the Black woman's part of the contract for you.
Yeah,
and how many words do y'all want it to be? The thing is, you guys are the experts, but here we go again. You just want to talk. Nobody want to help me. Just want to talk. But y'all the experts on Black women, so why won't y'all help me? See, that's the problem.
God damn. He just
got him.
Just cooked him right there. He literally just sharp angled him and gave him enough rope to hang themselves with. Well, it's not Black women. All right, well, you can write it. Well, we're not the ones sitting with Jared Kushner and Donald Trump. You are. What does that have to do with the fact that he just told you that you could write a section in there? And look, they're still fucking mad. All four of them still mad. About what? About what?
I'm initiatives have already been said.
There it is. Oh my God. Look, yo, check it out. Check it out. Listen, I didn't even see this before, but watch this. This is Ice Cube dunking on these hoes, right? So the shit just popped off. All four of them are talking at the same time. Ice Cube keeps his cool and watch what this nigga does when they get done talking. Watch.
Initiatives have already been said.
There
it is. He literally just dunked on these hoes.
I wish listen, you guys, we are way over. We're way over. I wish we would have you for more time because I feel like you have a lot to say, Ice Cube, and you're very influential. And
no, we want to have you back on so that we can attack you some more. That's what this is.
We appreciate this, and I hope we can respectfully debate and no feelings hurt. I don't think you are the type that would get hurt. I appreciate y'all. I wish we could have you back and have more of this conversation. Would you be open to come back?
It's so funny. If you look at her body language when she is asking, just watch Claudia Jordan. Watch her body language. This is not an invitation. This is a challenge. Watch her body. You know what? Check this out. The best way to read body language is to watch it with the sound down, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Watch Claudia Jordan as she is asking Ice Cube to come back and talk to them. Just watch her in the upper left-hand corner. Watch. Just watch. Watch. See? Head to the side. Yeah, head to the side. Yeah, you see that? You see that? Head to the side, a little bit of sarcasm. Disingenuous asshole. I don't buy none of that, dude. I don't buy none of that for a second, man.
Of course, we family, and can't nobody hurt my family can't hurt my feelings.
Well, we're gonna have to right there. Right there.
Tell them what they want to hear.
And right there is a man who has been well schooled in damage control and PR. He just solidified his money.
There it is.
He just solidified his money. He dunked on him. He allowed him to go ape shit crazy. He sat back and said, let me get my juice, and I'm going to give the closing statement to say, it's all cool, Queen. You got it. You my family. You can't hurt my feelings. Now, y'all come in to see Friday number 6. That's
what's up.
That's what he just did. That's why.
Because we're running out of time, Ice Cube, I would like to say right now, to be fair to you, we really wanted to dig deep about the Black woman part. I think that's very.
See, she has to get the last word in. We're way over on time, but I just want to say this one last thing.
Very important. And the lift every voice part versus the contract with Black America. I feel like there's more on the table, and I don't want to be disrespectful to your perspective and to the perspective of Black women. I would love to invite you back before the election. If you have time, I would love to do that for part 2 with Ice Cube. We gotta break now.
No problem.
Brother, I know your intent is good. We just don't like who you rocking with, but we know your intent.
I ain't rocking with nobody.
We
I ain't rocking with nobody.
Look at that. They still couldn't leave his ass alone. That's the problem. I ain't rocking with nobody. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go ahead and
Oh, Donovan, may I say something real quick?
I actually just saw your thing up there. Go ahead.
Okay. Donovan, you were wondering why I had this background here earlier.
Oh yeah,
right? You had the whole title of the Queens, right? And I was thinking to myself, okay, you know what? Let me get my troll on, right? And put this background here. Now, Donovan, let me ask you this. Do you think these women in the back behind me have issues getting a high quality man or man, period? No. You know what I'm saying? But those women there, the way they're cackling like hyenas, those are the same type of women, no disrespect, but those be on Kevin's stream with the cognitive dissonance, talking about they want a high value man, but they've been ran through. And that's why Lisa Ray at 50 has got to start to OnlyFans.
Yo, Solo did not hit him with the motherfucking cognitive dissonance. No, this nigga did not. Wow. Let me get the rest of these super chats and then we'll give our closing statements. Muslim MGTOW, $5 says, do you sense that these women secretly believe that they are white women? What do you guys think about that?
No.
You know, you think that I think they know.
Against
listen.
All this shit. He's just a voice. He's no different than a 50 Cent saying. See Cube as the director,
yes.
and, smiling and
there yet.
That's a real bona fide nigga at the end of the day.
That nigga's Compton. That nigga's Compton.
Right. That's a motherfucker that's saying, you know what, fuck the Hollywood, fuck all this other shit. When I see DL, we're gonna have words, and that's how it should be. But getting back to these women, they just we gotta remember, guys, at the end of the day, all this shit is gonna come down to pleasing these goddamn women. It's not gonna do anything with these fucking males because they're gonna follow the agenda of what the women want because women are running most of these motherfuckers. So all right, Lisa Ray, I guarantee it. She's gonna be making millions on that OnlyFans or fan fucking or whatever the fuck that shit she's on. Right. She's going because a lot of thirsty ass motherfucking foolish ass niggas goddamn gonna be following her ass and shit. Right. That's how it is. It's just the educational black man, we will always be seen as a sellout. We'll always be seen as an Uncle Tom. We'll always be seen as someone that's trying to be for the white man.
Who is this dude?
Even though it's like we're not allowed to be educated. We're not allowed to have thought. We're not allowed to have a fucking mind for ourselves to want more than fucking just sitting in the hood selling drugs and shit. But that's just how the world works, man.
Very, very well said, man. You're right. Black men are not supposed to be educated. I think the most dangerous thing to black women, as far as they're concerned, is an educated black man who understands his value. Myron, what are your thoughts on this conversation as it pertains to relations between men and women? Chats, and then we'll give our closing statements. Muslim MGTOW, $5 says, do you sense that these women secretly believe that they are white women? What do you guys think about that? In Obamisha, the wife of Michelle. NYKia 31, $10 says, I think, and I've always said this, if I were a single mother of 6 and we're lazy, listen, I would have voted for Hillary Clinton too. If I'm a single mother of 4, I got 4 baby daddies, I'm trying to get Biden into office because I'm trying to live life on easy mode without having to do anything. So it really just depends upon your situation. Lucario.
This week's gonna be about this angry ass women.
Okay.
This is a microcosm because if you go back to President Barack Obama's first major initiative, My Brother's Keeper, $200 million supposed to be for young African American men, young African American boys and boys of color, supposed to help them not be lost in the gaps and everything else. And why did it get destroyed? Because black feminists demanded that girls get their portion too.
Right.
The black community, to be pro-black means to be pro-black woman. And this is a new pro-black. You see black men, very diverse backgrounds, different opinions, all standing on one accord, black men. And that for the first time, black men are finally saying unashamedly, unabashedly, forget what you're talking about. You don't represent the standard of blackness. We do. Steve was right, talking about the failed leadership, black men being weak and noodle back. Well, guess what? The only way you're gonna fix that is we start punching each other in the goddamn chest and taking back what's supposedly ours anyway. Not asking them for shit, but taking it from them. And they can come kicking and screaming, or they can be captive, or they can go away. But the old way just ain't working anymore. The new silent majority is rising, and it's black men in this country.
I agree. I totally agree. My final take on this is actually something that Kevin mentioned a little bit earlier. And I guess to bring it sort of full circle in terms of the relations between black men and black women, this is exactly why the top level black men are not dealing with black women anymore. Okay. This is why. Ice Cube is he's one of the most accomplished black men in American history. Like, dude, he's a revolutionary recording artist. Like his career arc has had so many. First he was Fuck the Police, NWA. Then he did his own thing with West Side Connection, which for my money, that was my favorite album back in the 90s, the West Side Connection. Ice Cube, Dub C, and Mac 10. Dude, I still listen to that shit every once in a while. Then managed to seamlessly transition into a movie career. First, he started off a little tender with the Are We There Yet? Then he got into some harder shit. Ice Cube has done and accomplished shit that these women could never even think of. And he has receipts. What is he worth? Like $180, $200 million. He is easily the most accomplished on there. And these women still spoke to him as though he were an ain't shit nigga. Mm-hmm. So again, black women, if you're watching, if you want to know why the top black men are abandoning black women for greener pastures, or I guess whiter pastures, I guess I should say, this is exactly why. You can't even be Ice fucking Cube and get respect. If you can't get respect from black women as Ice Cube, you can't get respect from black women as nobody. That's what this comes down to. So listen, man, miss me with all of the bullshit narrative about black men this and black men that. Bitch, it starts with motherfucking respect. And if you don't, black men need to earn my respect. No, we don't. You guys need us. You guys need us a hell of a lot more than we need you. And that's why this is why you guys are fucking tripping. This little dynamic right here shows that the black woman needs the black man more than the black man needs the black woman. And now that this is shown, this is obvious, this is the kind of reaction that we get. Thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. Thank you to all of the super chatters. This was an unbelievable discussion. We are going to be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. I'm going to end the broadcast with a basketball play known as the dunk, and we will say goodbye until next week. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. That fell kind of flat. Hang on. Let me make sure I can. There we go.
You didn't let me guys party, so anyway. The initiatives have already been set.
I wish you can.
We've had over 7,000. Hello?
No, you're on. Go ahead.
What they've done to black people. You can look at them.
Like Census Project that Alicia was working on, they dropped in.
To work together make the platform better. And
with both of y'all permission, I will send y'all respective.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan. Anywhere else. Okay, you look good. You know, Dark Knight Steve, let us continue with the breakdown.
Let me explain.
Okay, now I want you to look. Now I want you to look at your screen. Technomage B5, $10 super chat, says just showing a little love. Good to see you online again. It feels good to be back. Appreciate that. Redfall Mike, $100 super chat, says women who are actually capable of submitting don't have to announce it to the world. They submit by nature and don't need to convince themselves in order to do the right thing. I don't believe for a second that she will truly follow through in action. Watch and wait. Somebody else said this in the presidents. There can't be 17 CEOs. There has to be a decision maker. And, well, I want to go here. Well, okay. Well, if you want to go there, that's fine. But I'm going to be over here. You're more than welcome to join me.
Yep.
That's how that works. She's going to be like hours, not mine, hours. It's almost like a transition.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, as always, you know, it's very tough to like, I mean, geez, he's crazy for even getting married in the first place in the Western world, but like, but you know, hopefully things work out. But yeah, I mean, she's always going to reserve the right to change her mind later. You know what I'm saying? And that's the dangers of getting married in a Western country, is that she might be well behaved and good now before they get married, right? But once that white dress comes on and the vows are done, and you know they've like pretty much married to states. I hope he has a prenuptial agreement too, because he has significantly more money than she does.
Yeah, 10 times actually.
She could change, yeah, 10 times to be exact. So she could change her mind at any time. So I hope he has some things in place to kind of like buffer any type of problems that might come.
Yeah, Jeezy's not stupid. My guess is that he probably has something in place. And also, listen, his net worth is 10 times hers, but she's not broke, right? That doesn't mean that she won't still go after, you know, whatever. Dark Knight Steve, $20. Says, Myron is the real deal. Kid has helped me out personally and professionally. You're the best brother.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Dark Knight Steve, let us continue with the breakdown.
Let me explain.
Okay, now I want you to look. Now I want you to look at your screen.
Yeah.
She just said, I am going to submit to my husband. Now, Jeannie Mae is in the bottom left box.
Yep.
Honey Love is in the top left box. I don't know who that chick is, but she's in the top right box. And then Garcelle Beauvais, who has smashed into the wall. She used to be on the Jamie Foxx show way back in the day, and she was a freaking smoke show. Clearly, Father Time has not been too kind to her. But you see all of the looks on their faces, Myron. She just said, I'm going to submit to my man. Lonnie Love looks like she's ready to punch this bitch, okay? Yep. The girl in the top right corner, somebody please help me out there. She looks like she thinks this is a joke.
He's married to a beta male.
Oh, okay, there you go. That makes perfect sense. And Garcelle Beauvais looks like she just ate something that tastes bad. So judging by the three, I guess, initial reactions, what are your, like, is this a microcosm of today's women, or is this just isolated?
No, man, this is 1000% like, this is how the modern day woman thinks. You know, when you say things like this, they're immediately going to be repulsed, you know, because submission has a dirty connotation to it, when in reality, it just simply means deferring to someone's authority. But women like this take it, a lot of modern day women look at submission as like, oh, it's a patriarchy. You know what I mean? Like I'm relinquishing my rights to this man, and you're not relinquishing your rights. If anything, submitting shows that you're actually stronger, because you have high value to the point that you're able to defer decision-making to someone else. Because here's the thing, that girls need to look at it the other way around. When you're a high-value woman, right, and you have your stuff together, right, and you meet a guy that's like worthy of submitting to, right, because you've been able to attract him through your femininity, your looks, your pleasantness, etc. Now, that's actually a testament to your own value, because you were able to get a guy higher value than you that you can defer to. So women need to stop looking at it as, oh, I'm submitting and I'm losing power. No. It's actually a luxury that you no longer have to worry about making tough life decisions for the betterment of you, your family, etc. A man is taking care of that for you so that you can focus on the most important thing, the children, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these women want to, they want to try to do everything. And when you try to do everything, become a jack of trades on everything, you're going to be a master in none. And this is why so many career women are, quite frankly, lousy mothers, because they're focused on chasing their career, making money, competing with men, but their kids are getting in trouble at school. You know what I mean? They're having issues with getting their homework done. They have a bunch of problems with like not getting, mental disorders, etc. And that comes from being a lousy mom. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think what all of these women have in common, and this is the thing, man, I don't want to make this about single mothers, but I don't know of a single mother that's a good mom. I don't think it's possible to be a good mom as a single mother. I think
numbers back it up.
Of course they do. Listen, I'm a product, and I can't say that I was raised by a single mother, but my mother dominated the relationship. My dad didn't really show us anything, so I don't know that counts. Ray Kaufman, $10, says, called a misogynist and who hurt you this week. Doing my level best to call out toxic feminism. Can I send you some stickers? Absolutely. I appreciate that. Sinister says Adrienne Bailon Houghton. I guess that's the girl in the top right.
Yes.
Houghton was Aaliyah's last name. I wonder if she's related in any way to Aaliyah. Aaliyah Houghton, obviously the singer Aaliyah, who died tragically in a plane crash back in 2002. The Sinister Minister with the $5 super chat. Then, of course, Tommy Daggett with the $5 super sticker. I appreciate that. Beckham with the $2 says, a bump to get you into the 2 club. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Ed, God willing, I will be there in 2 to 3 years. We'll see what happens there. I appreciate all of the super chats. Let us continue with this nonsense.
When I hear this,
Wait, hold on. Who was that? Hold on.
so I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. When I hear this
Look, Garcelle is like, wow. Do you think how surprising it is?
definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative connotation. It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to.
See, and again, this is what we try to explain to our detractors. And dude, listen, Jeannie Mai is putting this perfectly. It's funny how women act like they don't really know what true submission is, but here she is breaking it down like it is. When your woman submits to you, that doesn't make you superior to her. That doesn't make her inferior to you.
Yep.
However, you have more responsibility. And it's interesting, Myron. Women trying to act like men belittles women. Women don't want to do the things that women are supposed to be doing. They want to do what the men do. So I don't want to say by definition, but by their actions, what they're telling us is that they view that what men do as superior. They view what they do as inferior. In a 2-parent household, the mother and the father are equally important. The father is there to discipline. He's there to protect. He's there to be the breadwinner. The mother is there to nurture. She's there to keep daddy's you-know-what's drained. She's there to take care of his domicile and raise his kids. Children who come from a 2-parent home always do much better in life because it's a 2-parent home. Even in relationships without children, I'm not superior to Devin. She's not inferior to me. That's not the way it works. I make the decisions. I'm the dominant. Well, just because I'm dominant and she's submissive does not mean I'm superior and she's inferior. There's a big difference. Now, if I had some run-of-the-mill hoe up in here, 21-year-old thing that I just, keep around to be my pincushion, yes, she is inferior to me because the only thing she adds to my life is something I can get anywhere else. Okay, you look good. I'll bang you, whenever I want, throw you a few $100s to get you some Gucci, whatever. And then that'll be that. She is inferior to me because all she brings to my life is something that I can go out and get. She's right here, so it's accessible, so it's a little bit easier. But Devin brings so much more to my life than just the TNA, the PTA, right? Yep. So I think what men and women have to understand, men, if you are dominant in a relationship, that does not mean you are superior. Yep. If you submit in a relationship, that doesn't mean you are inferior. Yes, you guys bring different things to the table. Some things are more important on your side. Some things are more important on her side. But just because you are dominant does not mean you are superior. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better.
Brooklyn crew, me, you, bad boy, Smith and Wesson coming through. Check it still.
It's simply leveraging masculine strengths and feminine strengths to the betterment of the family and most importantly the children, right? So we know that men are stronger, obviously, right? Physically stronger, better makers, etc. So them leading the household in that regard is beneficial to the family. Women, better nurturers, better in general as far as like raising children, being more empathetic, whatever. They're superior in that field, so they're handling that. So when you combine both forces, you're able to build a strong family unit, which is been destroyed by society nowadays because people want to mix and match gender roles. But each gender has their strengths and weaknesses, and you need to be able to put them together to best forge the best family. You know what I'm saying?
Devin says 2 things will make a woman want to submit to a man. Number 1, hitting 40. Number 2, being divorced.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, or a combination of the two. Let's continue.
It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here. Yeah. But what I really learned in my life for my definition of marriage,
and you need to be able to put them together to best forge the best family. You know what I'm saying?
Devin says 2 things will make a woman want to submit to a man. Number 1, hitting 40. Number 2, being divorced.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, or a combination of the two. Let's continue.
It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here. Yeah. But what I really learned in my life for my definition of marriage,
and you need to be able to put them together to best forge the best family. You know what I'm saying?
Woman is the submissive one. Again, the male isn't superior because he's dominant. The female isn't inferior because she's submissive. But what she's trying to do, what works for me doesn't necessarily work for everybody. Well, if you look at the opposite, that's not working for anybody. With the woman being the leader of the relationship and the man submitting to the woman, the dating market is a shit show. Like, people are getting divorced. Girls cheat on every guy that they're with. You understand? Like that, it can't work this way the other way around. So for her to say, well, listen, what works for me? I'm just saying for me, for my opinion. No, this is not an opinion. This is fact.
She's trying to be politically right for the rest of the girls here.
Of course she does, because she can see that Lonnie Love still looks like she's about to come through the screen and choke her out. Yep. Number one, because she's saying she wants to submit to a man. Number 2, Myron, is because she's submitting to a black man.
Yes.
Lonnie Love looks envious of Jeannie Mae. Or Jeannie Mai. Do you think there's submitting there with Lonnie Love?
Yeah, there's definitely some resentment there.
Listen, you got 2 black women on a panel listening to an Asian woman and a good-looking one at that. I mean, listen, dude, I'd give her the ATM machine. But listen, she's a good-looking Asian woman, dude. I would absolutely slay this chick. No, doubt about it. But the 2 black women looking like the typical black women are angry that she's submitting to a black man. Do you think that's a part of it?
Yeah, no. And here's the thing. Yeah, this is like the underwritten like reality of like they're not happy that. Number one, they're not happy that you got a high value guy like young Jeezy dating outside of his race, right? That's already gonna piss them off. And then number 2, you have, because whether Jenny Mai wants to accept it or not, her saying I'm going to submit to this guy highlights a problem that a lot of African American women face when dealing with black men, which is a thing that a lot of African American men complain about women in the African American community, is that black women don't submit, right? So what is Jenny Mai doing? She's kind of poking the bear a bit by saying, I'm going to submit to my man. And the thing is that this is going to burn a little bit more because it's coming from an Asian woman, right? Yep. It's a high value black guy that she's talking about, and let's keep it real. Asian women, you'd look at the numbers, right? You look at online dating sites, whatever, Asian women are one of the most favored races for men. And what is a common stereotype of Asian women? They're submissive, they're feminine, they're docile.
Right.
So here she is perpetuating the stereotype, right? On both ends, Asian women being docile and feminine, and African-American women not submitting, on a panel of black women that definitely don't want to hear that right now. You know what I'm saying? So Lonnie Love is definitely mad. She looks like she's about to, pull out a cheeseburger, eat it, and jump on Jenny Mae right now.
Yo, Lonnie Love, I guess what the kids say, Lonnie Love is big mad right now. Like, dude, honestly, this woman looks like you. I'm going to steal your line. This woman looks like you just stole her cheeseburger off her plate. Like she wants to snatch Jeannie Mai. Dude, I swear to God, it's like she's like, man, I wish I could pull that bitch's hair out, but her hair is real. I can't really do that, right?
And like Kevin Samuels, real quick, man. I want to shout out Kevin Samuels. I watched his breakdown of this, and he like just stopped the stream and he was like, "Shut the F up, Lonnie Love." I had to repeat that like 3 times. I was dying. I had never heard Kevin swear like that, and it was just awesome. But yeah,
I think Kevin has hundreds of videos out. I think he has sworn a total of maybe 7 times.
Yeah. Like I had to, if Kevin, if you're watching, bro, like I was dying. I had to repeat it like 3 times. Shut the F up, Lonnie Love. And you guys are going to see why he said that in a second.
Absolutely. Red Pill Mike, another $10, says women who won't submit will never be convinced to submit by women who will. They will just show animosity toward the submissive women. Wasted time is the only factor that can be convincing. You would think that someone who looks like Lonnie Love or someone who now looks like Garcelle Beauvais down low. A lot of you guys don't know who Garcelle Beauvais is, but dude, this girl was, I wanted to marry this chick when I was a kid. When I was like a teenager, 12, 13 years old, this was going to be my wife.
Martin, right? So the show Martin?
No, she used to be on the Jamie Foxx show. And, yeah. I'll if I have time, I'll pull a picture up of her.
I'll pull one up right now while you do this.
Dude, this woman used to be an absolute smoke show, but let me look her up here. Garcelle Beauvais. She's American and Haitian. I wonder if she's married. She's 53 years old. Yeah. Nope. She's been married twice, divorced twice, 3 children. Right. 3 children, married twice, divorced twice, 3 children. And this, and what is left is what you see on your screen. And I'm not 100% sure that that is her real hair. I can't for the life of me figure out. I think Lonnie Love has a weave. I'm pretty sure that Beauvais has like fake hair there. I can never figure that out. But yes, that is absolutely a factor that I did not think of before starting this stream. There is absolutely positively a racial element to this.
For sure.
Ed, you got 2 black women on this panel listening to an Asian woman talk about how she's going to submit to a black man. And black women are always quick to say, well, some, but not all. It's stereotype. It's a statistic, blah, 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 blah. Well, here we are, man. These people are what, in the top 1% of all income earners?
Yep.
A very small group of people. Yet here we are. Garcelle, Lonnie Love. Lonnie Love is married to a beta white guy. Garcelle is not married at all. Jeannie Mai, married to a black.
I don't even think Lonnie Love is married to that guy. They're just dating.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think they're just dating. So it's it's a perfect storm. An Asian woman talking about submitting to a black man to a panel of black women, and we know, quite frankly, it's an unspoken reality, but like a lot of African-American women resent black men that they outside of their race. And that's what's happening right now. And Jenny is poking the bear, like, this is why he's dating me, because I'm going to submit to him, something you chicks don't do, so they're going to get pissed.
I don't think Jeannie Mai knows about this. I think that before she went on and did this, she didn't think about this.
Facts.
I promise you, after this, her publicist called her up, be like, listen, I applaud your boldness, but you're going to understand that the sisters on the panel, and she probably oh, you're right. Oh, I should have done it.
Yeah, facts.
$5 says lowest SMV and biggest is the most mad. What's new? Shout out Myron. Patreon is lit. Yeah, definitely.
Spencer.
Patreon. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say thank you, Spencer. He's one of our guys, one of our patrons, man. Thank you so much for the support, Spencer.
Yeah, I've heard the Patreon is lit.
Yeah.
Lord Sinister 707, $5 says these women on the panel don't want the truth that they have been trying to destroy to come out. Submitting equals happiness. Listen, man. At some point, these itches are gonna learn. Itch. I guess I can say that.
Yeah, that works.
King Rob, $2 says she is hit bad. The wall did work on her. Yes. Oh my God, dude. Garcelle was terrible. Oh my God. Actually, this is the first time I've seen her since the Jamie Foxx days. Know Your Worth, $2 says Red Pill Mike should come on your show. LOL. Give me 2 seconds. Merciless, $10 says I think Jeannie snuck into the 22. She was the only one on the show who didn't give smoke to Anthony Dream when their talk show first talked about the convention being misogynistic.
Oh.
Yes. Myself and the then Redman group, I used to be part of the Redman group, we actually broke down the video of those 4 talking trash about the 22 convention, like it had gone viral. And Jeannie Mai was the only panelist that didn't talk a bunch of junk about it. But of course, yeah, but of course, Lonnie Love, she was running off at the mouth.
Of course.
DJ, $15 says, Donovan, what's up from South Jersey? I married a Filipino-American woman that is called a Filipina. Although she grew up here, she was raised by her fresh off the boat mother. She's very feminine and submissive. Good for you, man. Glad to hear that. Ryan Gilliam, $5, says Adrian Bailon isn't black. Yeah, no shit, Ryan. Swear to God, dude. Like, dude, there's always, you paid me $5 to tell me that one of the two panelists isn't black. Like, come on, man. Let's not split hair. like we can all see that she's not black. Come on, fam. Like, we can't say two of the black female. Come on, man. Honestly, only niggas do that. Well, she ain't. Oh God, Ryan, get out of here with that. Oh, jeez.
Ryan, you're gonna get us demonetized, bro. Chill.
My God. Yeah, Adrian Bailon is a. Oh well, gee, I certainly didn't know that. Give me a break. Mr. Beach, $5 says Lonnie's both mad about number one, Jeannie having a black man, high value male, and two, a black man receiving submission. Yes. Black women don't like it when, dude, they get the crap end of the stick. So black women don't want to submit to black men, but then they get mad that other races of women submit to black men. You can't win with these chicks.
Yeah.
Sup D Damage, AJ in San Antonio, good to see you. Says, any thoughts from you and Myron? That is the chameleon move, and she will be a praying mantis soon. Paying attention. Steph Curry and Latinas love me here. Black women are pissed. What are your thoughts? So he's saying what a lot of people are saying, which is that Jeannie Mai this is just lip service. In 2 years, she's going to try to take Young Jeezy for all he's worth. Do you think that that's what she's up to? Or at being 41 years old, she realizes, you know what, this is my last shot here?
I think right now, I genuinely believe that at 41 years old, she's coming to a realization that like she can't be on this like I'm a strong, independent woman, blah blah blah, and have a high value guy at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. So I think she's realizing, luckily for her, because here's the thing, a lot of women come to this conclusion at 41 years old, but they don't have the benefit of looking the way Jeannie Mai does at 41 and having the money that Jeannie Mai has.
That's
what I'm saying. So unfortunately for her,
let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Jeannie Mai looks better than, probably 90% of 41-year-olds in this country.
Fact.
Real talk.
She's aged very well. So between her having good aging genetics and having that extra income and being able, more importantly, to be in circles where she's exposed to high value men like Young Jeezy, she's been able to kind of salvage her mistakes, right? So I think she's what I think is, at least right now, is genuine. Obviously, she always reserves the right to change her mind down the road and, become, how do I say this? Like an enemy and divorce him or whatever it may be. So I hope he has some things in place and is using common sense. But with that said, I think this is coming from a place of genuine desire at this point, because Jeezy's value is high. He's obviously like what I would consider, the guys from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys from the hood, they tend to be a little bit edgier. You know what I'm saying? They keep women in line a little bit better. And that's probably definitely one of the reasons why she's attracted to him. Make no mistake about it, guys. Young Jeezy has been arrested several times for some very serious crimes. So that bad boy image definitely works in his favor as well.
Yeah, it's weird because Young Jeezy and a lot of these rappers who are in their early to mid 40s who have a lot of money but have criminal records, it's almost like they're the perfect man. They're satisfying both sides of a woman's dualistic mating strategy. They get the bad boy who's been in trouble with the law, because let's keep it real, if it gets the attention of the law, it gets the attention of women, and not in a bad way. And number two, he now has the money to provision for me. So it's almost like they get the alpha, seed, beta need in the same person, which is damn near impossible.
Very rare.
In age, yeah, absolutely. Merciless, $5 says Donovan Sharp is not white. Yeah, tell that to the dude in Tennessee who I called out and roasted a while back. He called back and yeah, it was funny. BK Standard says Adrian Bailon is Puerto Rican, same thing as Black Country in New York. You should know that she has to submit being a preacher's kid. Yeah, a lot of Puerto Ricans, Puerto Rican girls from New York act like they're black. Then you have people raised in New York City who one parent is black, one parent is Hispanic, or parent is black. We call them Boniquas, or Boniquas. Those chicks are the worst. Those chicks are the worst, dude. Boniquas are the worst. Oh my God, yes. I'm not saying that Adrienne Bailon is that, but dude, yeah. But listen, I appreciate you don't come into my defense. All right, let us continue.
Saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman.
Okay, no, you're not. You're not a dominant woman. If you, dude, see, this is the thing, man. This is gonna take forever. Women, see, and it's so funny how she says, I'm a dominant woman. She says that as though that were a good thing. No, Jeannie Mai, you can't have it both ways. You cannot call yourself a dominant woman and say you want to submit to your husband. So already, a few seconds in, she's telling us, I want to submit to my man, but I'm a very dominant woman. So let me pose this question to you, Myron. Can a dominant woman be submissive, or is that just wishful thinking? Or is she just talking the talk?
Yeah, she's trying to appease both here because she obviously doesn't want to be ostracized by her panel members because obviously she can see their reactions right now. But she's going to break it down why she was a dominant woman and why she's like changing. I don't know if you've seen this.
Wait, real quick. Tricky this Cardi B took back Offset? What?
Yeah, it was, the people were saying it was a sham.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, got him in the news. All right. Anyway, my bad.
No worries, bro.
No, what were you saying? That she
was I was gonna say she's gonna like talk about it. I don't know if you've seen this clip yet, but like she's gonna like talk about it a little bit, and then she's gonna say, I need to like basically she's gonna say, I am dominant, but like I realize that like this doesn't work and I'm changing.
Yeah.
What she's gonna say here.
Devin says, I want to submit to my man and I want to be a supermodel. Yeah, right. You can't have it both ways.
Exactly. Very true.
Okay, here we go. Definite G actually makes a very good comment. Says Jeannie has other people doing work for her. That's why she thinks she is dominant. Right. She thinks people answer to her and she has a personal assistant and people do things for her means she's a dominant woman. No, there is nothing dominant about Jeannie Mai except for her facial expression here on the screen, which happens to be very unattractive. Dominance is not attractive on a female any more than submissiveness is attractive on a male. Like, let's stop pretending that that's not true. Let's continue.
In my business, I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home,
You see how she's listen. I'm dominant. I do I'm a boss bitch out in public. When I come home, she's trying to think of the best way to appease her panelists.
Yes.
Not tick off Young Jeezy. See what she's doing here?
Yeah. She's playing as.
Yeah. You can see the mental gymnastics working in her head.
The idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that.
You see there? See, again, there's that bad faith definition, right?
Yep.
Listen, yes, sir is one thing. Yes, your honor. Like, come on. Like again, when you are in a court of law, the judge is superior to you.
Yep.
He can throw you in jail for as long as he wants you. You are the subordinate in that particular permission or in that particular position.
Hold you in contempt, anything, you know? Yeah.
Right. What she's doing is she's making she's using these apex fallacies. It is either I am completely dominant and I do everything and I'm a boss bitch, or I'm completely submissive. Yes, your honor. And guess what? If Jay tells this chick, hey, we're moving to Florida, she's gonna say yeah. Straight up. What is she gonna do? Not go? Right? Yeah. If Young Jeezy tells this chick, hey, check it out, we're moving to Las Vegas. Well, I don't want to move to Las Vegas. You know what Young Jeezy's gonna tell her? All right, I'm moving to Las Vegas. But yeah, I mean, listen, do what you want.
Yeah, facts. No, man. And she's just obviously at this point, she's seen the reaction of her panelists and she's got to work with these women.
Yeah, man.
And now she's just tap dancing around it. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I agree. Listen, I think she probably rehearsed. What she is saying now is not what she rehearsed, right? If I'm not mistaken, listen, I don't want to rewind it all the way back. Like, what part are we on? Okay, so I'm at 106. I want to see if she has a piece of paper. Oh, look at this. So she has her phone.
So
she has her phone in her hand.
Yeah.
Her phone in her hand. And what she was going to do is she was going to make this long, impassioned speech, check her phone for the notes. But guess what? We come up here to 1 minute and 6 seconds, after the Lonnie Love. Look, ain't no phone now.
That's organic.
Abort.
Yeah.
She's like, oh snap, my panelists are going to disown me. Lonnie Love is going to eat me. How do I get out of this? And so now the phone has been put away. That's freaking hilarious.
That I just say yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that.
There you go. She kept it real in the end, right? So what she just said to appease her audience and her panelists, listen, I'm not just going to go with whatever he says. I'm going to make sure I have my say. But in the end, he's going to make the decision. Guys, this is how I run my relationship, man. I say, here, I'm thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. Devin says, okay, what about A, B, and C? I take those things into consideration. Maybe I completely reverse skate and decide to do A, B, C. But in the end, I make the decision. And this is what Jeannie Mai just said.
And I just want to say this real quick, man, just kind of taking Jeannie Mai's side a little bit here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's sad that she has to explain this in such a way and tap dance around it and everything like that. So basically, like, this is the world we live in, that is saying simple things that are just true. You know what I mean? Like uncomfortable truths that like men need to lead women for a relationship to work. You know what I mean? Saying something simple like that, because that's what she's basically saying by saying, I'm going to follow my man, right? Because I want him to lead. Well, this is fundamental to any healthy relationship. But the fact that she has to say it with so many bells and whistles and tap-toe dance around it to like appease her panelists and her like the viewership goes to show that in the Western world, we truly do live in a clown world when it comes to like intersexual dynamics between men and women and having a relationship that actually works. Because she's got to say these things that are like sound foreign, but in reality, it's what works, you know?
And her speech is riddled with qualifiers. It is absolutely hilarious. And listen, and I agree with you, man. I think Jeannie Mai is 100% in the tradition. Listen, if Jeezy said, hey, we're moving to Florida, she would absolutely look behind closed doors. Hey, baby, whatever you want.
Yep.
41, you're young Jeezy. You're going to go where you go. She can't say that on national TV. Tricky Trini says, Jeannie is making the speech for the 10% of men that women are attracted to. She's not even thinking of the simps when she's speaking here. Listen, in her defense, she really shouldn't be. It is what it is. Let's continue.
I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that because girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time.
Listen, she's keeping it real, but I want to go back to something that she said. When it comes to, and I want to play this again, just listen.
Don't want to lead in our sphere. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in.
She said, I like to submit to that. Here's something else about submission that men are grossly unaware of. Okay. Submission is a choice. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't make a woman do anything she doesn't want to do. I'm going to tell you, man, I've tried. Listen, you can be as dominant as you want to be. I've dated, committed to some of the hottest girls you've ever seen. Got the freaking fake boobs, the line on the side and belly button ring and everything, right? Half of them submitted, the other half just didn't. You just can't break a wild stallion. A woman only submission is little more. Submission is little more than simply relinquishing control. Relinquishing control, which means choosing to relinquish control. You can't make a woman do anything. You can't make a woman submit to you. She has to do that.
She has to want to do it, and the only way you're going to be able to do it is you got to keep your value high, and she's got to fear losing you.
That's right.
And that's the thing. And let's talk about this real quick, because a lot of guys complain, women are submissive. Women are submissive. Guys, you don't have the prerequisites for a woman to be submissive to you. You have to be high value to the point that she's scared of losing you for her to submit to you. Problem is, you guys are low value don't have your stuff together. You want chicks to submit. Chicks are not going to submit unless you're worthy of submitting to. I hate to say it like that, but like we got to put some of the onus back on men as well.
Listen, check this out. Don't hate to say it like that. Listen, don't hate to say it like that. That's what it is. Listen, man, we got too many dudes that do nothing but complain about women. They shall. Right. And listen, a lot of our complaints about women are absolutely legit. That is why the channels like these exist. But you have to understand that if you listen, I want my woman to be 5'2", 110 pounds. Listen, it's great to have those standards, but you have to make yourself worthy of that woman's attention, because women like that, they have options galore. On the other side of that coin, women can say, I want a guy with six-pack abs. Worth making those demands. I will not submit to you if you are not worth submitting to. Bottom line. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I agree. You got to be worthy of for a girl to submit to you guys. That's the main point, man. Value has to be high, and she's got to fear losing you. That is the key ingredients for having a woman submit to you.
Yeah, listen, even in my own relationship, right? So over the past couple of months, things have been very hectic. What with, dude, I just built Studio B and this and that and the other. Listen, Devin's human. She started to get a little comfortable. Wasn't cleaning up like she should. Wasn't really cooking like she should. Now, granted, she works for me now, so she has a few extra things on her plate, but she had really been slipping. So a few days ago, I had to sit her ass down and be like, okay, Dev, check this out. It's time to have a come to Jesus conversation. I didn't really have to yell, but at the end of that conversation, she was in tears because I said, listen, you have a choice. You can either fall in or you can fall out, right? The strain is leaving the tracks. Whether you're on it or not is completely up to you. We have these talks, I would say probably about once every 8 or 9 months, because you have to get them back on the tracks. Everybody gets comfortable. When your woman starts to get too comfortable, that's when you have to let her know indirectly, like, look, just like that rapper said, bitch, don't get too comfortable.
Yep.
So every once in a while, I got to sit down and let Devin listen, man. Like, listen, I care about you, but bitch, don't get too comfortable. Like, don't get it twisted. I love you, but dude, I will leave you if I have to. And she believes me. And the reason she falls in is because my value is high. Dude, if I were to get fat, lazy, all mamby-pamby, lost my edge to succeed, she wouldn't really take that.
You provide her a great lifestyle too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to understand that, like, she needs to truly have a fear in God that if she loses you, that life is going to suck. Yes. And like what you guys don't know is that you guys might think, oh man, Donovan is just some like misogynist, whatever. I'll tell you guys behind the scenes, Donovan treats Devin really well. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really well. For any women that are out here watching, like, he's a jerk. Oh my God. Like, you girls would kill to have a guy like this. You know what I mean? Like, taking care of the bills, making sure everything is good. Like, Devin lives life, like, she works for him, but obviously, like, she doesn't have many real concerns. You know what I'm saying? Is the point I'm trying to make. Donovan handles that. So when you have high value like that, women are going to fight tooth and nail to keep you. And that's how it's got to be.
Yep. And again, you have to make yourself worth it to. Yeah, listen, Devin lives a great life. It's just like you said, Myron, I don't really talk too much about how well I treat her. I talk a lot more about how I discipline her and about how I keep her in her place. But on the back end, Devin she doesn't want for anything. If she wants a Michael Kors bag, she can get it. If we want to go, now we had to put off our Hawaii trip. We're actually supposed to be in Hawaii right now, actually. But there's a whole COVID thing and they lifted the COVID ban and we just don't want to take any chances. But if Dev wants to go to Hawaii, we can go to Hawaii. If there's something she wants, she doesn't have to worry about any of the bills. I pay all the bills. All she has to do, put in 3 to 4 hours a day for me, keep my house clean, dude, make sure I'm fed, make sure my balls are drained, and she's good. She's good. So when I sit her down and say, hey, listen, you need to shape up or it's time to start making some hard decisions, there's no question about it. She makes the decision and she makes it rather quickly. She's not perfect. She's human. Every once in a while, you need to get your woman back on track. This is just part of it. You can't just put your woman through 18 months of training and then put it in cruise control. No. This is an ongoing process. So that's how that goes. Mary Ann D says, I applaud Jeannie for taking a stand and speaking truth, knowing she was going to catch heat. It definitely opened room for conversation. Lavore 1980 says, R&B singer Keisha Cole got alpha widowed by Jeezy years ago for trying to dominate like And Lonnie and Garcelle tried to do it and lost in the long run. That's what this is, man. Like, listen, Lonnie Love tried to dominate her relationship. Garcelle, dude, I remember that whole Keisha Cole situation with Young Jeezy. She wanted to be the man in the relationship. Jeannie Mai, look, I think she's probably older than Keisha Cole, but it doesn't even matter. She looks better than Keisha Cole. And that's just all there is to it. Let's continue.
Our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that.
You want to know why? Because she's relaxed.
Yep.
Relaxed. And she's about to tell us why right here.
Because girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time.
All the time.
It's tired to be the boss.
Look. The other two chicks are like, oh, it totally is. Look at Lonnie Love.
Yeah. Still silent.
Dude, I swear to God, Lonnie Love ain't said a damn thing. Dude, I'm going to keep my eye on her box. This is funny.
Time I grew up in a household, my mom.
Yo, Lonnie Love hasn't moved an eyelash.
Yeah.
My mom has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead. Whatever you want to decide, go ahead. And I'm just going to.
That's called being henpecked. That's what that's called, guys. That is called being henpecked. Browbeaten by your wife. Every decision you try to make, she nags, she challenges. And finally, guys just say, you know what? I have enough. I don't want to fight anymore. Just, you got it. And then, of course, the relationship never ends never ends well.
To me, and that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying, for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it. And I saw in my living space, I would all of a sudden just wake up and go and make decisions without asking and checking in. So I am the fault.
Wait a minute, Lonnie Love is shaking her head a little bit.
That can cause the inequality because I am pulling in my habits from my old household to how I run my business today. And that is not okay. And I'm careful and aware of that today. So
wow, like that is extremely introspective. What she is saying is that I can't run my business like I can attempt to run my household. There can only be one leader. C. Pogson says, Lonnie Love's screen froze. Yo, Devin G says, Lonnie Love's got the stink face. I'm telling you right now. James Young, $50 super chat says, Donna, good to see you on the air. I will catch the replay. And yes, everybody I ever do a podcast with, we split the super chats evenly. So if you super chat us $50, 25 goes to Myron, 25 goes to me. I do not take all of the super chats like some content creators who shall remain nameless.
Who didn't tell me that when I could have learned that before.
Okay, so I guess that is the end of that video. I think the one thing, I think the one big time takeaway from that, obviously was, you know, the big decision that I'm going to submit to my man, but unless you had a lay count of at least 50, right? Well, yeah. No, girls with tattoos are always promiscuous. Yeah, that is a question that someone who has not slept with a lot of girls asks. If you have a lay count of 50, you would know that most of these girls who gave it up on the first date probably had tattoos. There was a really good question. Oh, True Chino says, kids, don't forget about having 3 kids with 4 baby daddies. Absolutely. Sir Pumpington of Dumpenshire says, Blasian relationships are probably the rarest combination. I have no idea what that is. Which ethnicity of Asian women are the easiest to pair with brothers? Dude, way out of that's above my pay grade, my friend. Oh, I'm Igbu Quintu. I'm going to get to your question in a minute.
That is a hilarious name, Sir Pumpington of Dumpenshire.
I'm going to look that at Blasian relationships. I have no idea what that means, and I'm not going to pretend that I know something I don't. Relationships. What are Blasian relationships? Oh, so it appears that Blasian relationships. Oh, okay. So Blasian relationships are, blacks and Asians. Okay. All right. Well, I learned something today. Okay. So what was his question? He says Blasian are probably the rarest combination. Which ethnicity of Asian women are the easiest to pair with brothers?
Oh, Blasian, I think he meant. Blasian, like black and Asian. Jesus, Blasian. That's what I think he meant, yeah.
I said Blasian. I'm such a freaking idiot. Blasian. What does Blasian mean? Like black and East. Okay, got it. All right, so I'm an idiot. So yeah, he says that they're the rarest combination. I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on which ethnicity?
I mean, man, honestly, I got a Korean girl that I deal with. She's real cool, man. She's chill. I mean, at the end of the day, any race is really gonna be like, if your value's high, it doesn't matter, man. You know, just get the value high, and the women are gonna come. So whether she's Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, whatever it may be, Thailand, whatever, just get your value high, hit on her, and then whatever she ends up being, it doesn't matter, because like if you like her, you like her.
No, I agree.
That's what I was saying.
It's something he said reminds me. I was gonna say something. Oh, it was something you said, right? So younger girls are much easier to train bad habits out.
Yeah, for sure.
Hot girls are very hard to train bad habits out of because they're hot. They don't really have an incentive to train bad habits out
You need
of.
a lot of Pokemon badges for them.
You do. And here's the thing. When I dated just were fucking super hot girls, dude, I drove a really nice Audi and I lived in a $3,500 a month, 2,500 square foot Vegas penthouse right on the strip, man. And that kept them all in line. When they saw the kind of lifestyle that I could not provide for them, but when they were at my house, when they were at my place, they loved it there. Dude, it was like, dude, I had a leather sectional couch, had this ridiculous TV. I knew everybody in town. Pretty girls like me. Girls like that. And I didn't have to train any of those chicks.
They just fell in line.
I just fell in line because my value was that high. So I know we talk about value. That's why you always have to be working on your value, guys. Never stop hitting the gym. Never stop trying to make money. There is no trump card, okay? There's no way to guarantee that no woman will ever cheat on you. That's just the facts. But you can drastically reduce the odds of you getting cheated on by keeping your value high. That's all we can tell you.
Remember this, guys. Like me and John and Fresh Prince CEO talk about this all the time. John from Modern Life Dating. Shout out to him. Women thirst trap with their bodies. Men thirst trap with their lifestyle. Right. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? If you can like show a lifestyle that's way above what she's doing, she's going to fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Because her fear of losing you and that potential lifestyle is going to be, remember guys, women love opportunistically, man. So knowing that, you need to feed on that and use it to your advantage. Instead of crying about hypergamy, you guys got to use it to your advantage.
This is funny. So, yeah, I remember this. The hot chick that was doing Devin's nails, dude, probably one of the hottest Asian chicks I've ever seen, like in person. She actually cut a slight little cut on Devin's cuticle, and she's like, "Oh, Zoe," and she was like, putting alcohol on it and stinging. I'll bet you Devin was not liking that.
She did it on purpose.
I think she did, dude. I charmed the hell out of this chick. It was so funny. I skipped it. Oh, Igbo Quinu with the 10 British pounds says you can bet your bollocks to a barn. I like that you can bet your bollocks to a barn dance. Those other panelists aren't attracted or respect their husbands, boyfriends at all. Jeannie has an exit strategy to get off the show. Book it.
Facts.
Dude, what do you think? That's actually pretty damn good. I like that. What do you think?
Yeah, she's probably, that's actually a good point. She probably is like trying to angle to get off that show, man. Because like I remember, I think Tamara's her name. Remember that show, Sister back on the day?
Yeah.
Let's be on that panel too, and she left. So JD's probably like, man, I'm tired of talking to these like angry, jaded. Like Lonnie's like a failed comedian, looks like a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? And like the other two chicks.
I thought she played D1, and like I thought she was at Texas A&M for like a year and a half. Like I was told. I mean, I don't know. Like, look, real talk, man. That's what it's about, right? Jeannie Mai can't be on a show that is super duper girl power and be married to Young Jeezy. Yeah. Listen, I agree with Igbo. I think she's angling for sort of an exit, right? Listen, she's married to Young Jeezy. She doesn't have to work on the Real or whatever that show is called anymore, because at some point she's going to say something to piss off Young Jeezy. And he's going to be like, honestly, she won't say anything to piss off Young Jeezy. You can see right there. She was already hedging. She's already trying to be politically correct because she knew she had to go home to Young Jeezy, whom she had already submitted to. Right? Yeah. He wants us to think that I have made, no, sweetie, you made that decision a long time ago. And this is why Jeezy decided to put a ring on it. Let's not get that twisted.
And quite frankly, like guys that are smart know deep down, if you want to keep your relationship like, drama free, you keep your girl away from women like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to always like try to poison the pot.
That's right. That's right. Jake Runnels, hang on a second. with the $2 super chat says her only options are submit or buy cat. That's it. Or basically get passed around by rappers into her 50s.
Big facts.
$10 says, sorry, it's not much, but thank you for all the great content. Listen, man, $10, $2, $100. It is absolutely all very important to us. I appreciate that. Truchino says, no, Igbo is right. Tamara left. Okay, so I guess her name, wasn't it Tia and Samara, something like that?
Yeah, I forget, like the sister show, but yeah, she definitely left.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Well, you know what? I think that's going to do it, man. This was a very, very good show. Listen, welcome back, man. To all of my loyal followers and listeners. Like I said, I know that I have been very erratic with my live streaming. I've tried to keep, the daily archive content coming, but trust and believe, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp will absolutely be. It'll be back on the air. Monday afternoon, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. On Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 Pacific, I will have Sterling Cooper on. We're going to talk about how he got into the adult film industry, and all that good stuff. So that's going to be a very interesting conversation. I'll put out the announcement for you guys to put in questions. I actually skipped a $50 super chat from the Neg One. I appreciate that. $50 from the Neg One says, I will say this. Jeannie is only saying this to clout chase. Any man on her payroll has practically set her up for more fame, hoping to remain dominant in her echo chamber. A woman's actions are the only thing that will confirm her intentions.
We'll have to see and wait.
Listen, we're going to have to see. Listen, man. Yeah. I think this relationship has a better chance of surviving than people might think.
I think so too, man. She's too old, bro. She's too, like, if she was 21, I would say she's 1,000%. This is BS,
right? Whatever.
But she's too old, man. And quite frankly, women always want to be able to get married and have a relationship, man. Like, women always look for some kind of stability, and she's finally getting a second chance. Most women her age can't do it, but she got lucky.
She did. She got lucky. Trushina says, is the 7 happening this weekend? Yes, the 7 is happening. 7 season 2. This is season 2 of the 7. It's going to be back live 8 o'clock on Sunday evening. I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Dude, the topic we have for the 7 is going to be absolutely lit. It is Meg the Stallion talking a bunch of junk about how black women are treated and how about black men. Oh, dude, this is going to absolutely lit. I cannot wait. Lord Sinister 707 says, after what happened to Dre, he have a prenup. Yeah, exactly.
Big facts.
Because I asked because I know KS is still in New York. Yeah, he'll still be on the 7. Yeah, listen, Kevin Samuels is still in New York City. He's calling me like every day. He's like, dude, I'm going to move here. Dude, I'm going to move here. I'm like, all right, like, do your thing, man. Like, he can't get enough of New York City. Myron, it's been fun. This was a fantastic show. I cannot wait. Now, this show is going to be on the air next Saturday. I'm going to be in Detroit. Thursday and Friday of next week. I'm going to be filming my version of Womanese Volume 3, but I don't want to skip Weights and Dates. So Weights and Dates will be next Saturday, probably at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. Are we good with that?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. We'll knock it out for you guys. We'll bring you guys contemporary topics, answer fitness questions as always if you guys ask, and then, we'll break down articles, all that other stuff as you guys love to see.
You know it. That is going to do it for this edition of Weights and Dates. We will see you guys next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel. Peace out.
Peace, guys.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged. He got charged, y'all, in connection with the shooting involving Megan Thee Stallion. LA County DA's office charged him with 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, 1 count of carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. If convicted, Lanez could face up to 22 years and 8 months in prison. Do you think justice will be served in this particular case? And is he a typical angry small man? Because he's like 5'2", and they be mad a lot of times. They be mad.
Here, I have one fast concern. I don't agree with the entire Tory and Megan Thee Stallion shooting in the foot, all of that. I think that's obviously all that's terrible. But so you
every girl on TikTok right now be like,
to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat.
Until they actually do it, and then they're like,
they killed So, because it's a black man that shot her down to the foot. Oh, you quickly charge that shit. But because the police shot, which is still a man, killed Breonna Taylor, we still don't have no charges.
You just made it serious real quick. I understand. So I'm gonna put 20 on 10 on that. Also, on top of that, is that they can give you so much time for something like this, and you do something where you kill somebody and you can get out of jail quicker than that.
Oh, and don't rape a black woman. You won't even go to jail. They'll give you a little probation, say, well, we don't want to ruin your life. You have a bright future ahead of you. Yeah, you raped the girl behind the dumpster, or what was she wearing? So, you know what? This whole system is just trash. It's for the birds.
I don't really know. And I don't know if we ever gonna really know what happened with Megan and Tory. You know what I mean? I don't know what and why he thought that he was gonna get away with this, because they found the bullets. So if the bullet goes to your gun or your fingerprints is on the gun, how are you saying anything other than, you know what, you're absolutely right, and I really am sorry, and I've been faking the funk and something. He's going along with this like he's shocked that we looking at him like you the one that did it. Like we pointing the finger at him for no reason. He's just like, what do you mean? He got another story, another rebuttal to the story, or the real story.
Did y'all hear
and then didn't he drop a single too about it?
Oh, he did a whole bunch of songs talking shit about her. But did y'all hear the story? I don't know if this is true or not though. That they said they tested his hands for the gunshot residue and they didn't find anything on his hands. Did y'all hear that?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna look more into that because I'm not really sure, but I don't think Megan's gonna say a guy that she was seeing shot me if he didn't. Like that's a major accusation.
Well, wait, she confirmed that they were dating, seeing each other, screwing each other, what?
I just don't see it.
I don't either.
I just don't understand it.
I mean, she did say she's a tall woman, and you know, in some lyrics she said, you know, she real tall, make them short, and you can reach it, and you know, all that old stuff. So
Okay.
I personally, I don't like. I can't do it. I tried it, and I feel like they sometimes. It's not everybody, of course. Don't get mad at me, short community, but sometimes they be overcompensating. They be trying to check you too much. And I don't want to deal with a little chihuahua nipping at my heels, talking that shit. You mad at me?
I don't feel like a woman in their arms. You know what I mean? Like if I'm, you know,
bigger.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta protect him then. You know what I mean? I don't feel like, you know, like hold me. You know, I need to know you can pick me up and we not falling. I'm not like, hey, well, that's okay, put me down. You know what I mean?
Have you all ever heard the line, if you put him horizontal, that it doesn't make a difference?
Nah. But I still don't want his head right here like I'm breastfeeding too. You know what I mean?
And if we get married, do I gotta carry him through the altar?
Right. You gotta carry him over the threshold. No.
I can't with y'all.
No.
Y'all know the short
community. I like a good pickup. I'm with Lisa Ray on that.
Me too.
Not just on the rescuing side, but down to the.
And I want to put on my heels and all of that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
If you ride a bike with them, I don't want to be on the front. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be down to the carriage in the back of the bike.
Okay, now for the small community that's gonna definitely come for us and say we're business big bitches. Y'all can't beat me, so that's all I gotta say. With your little self.
I don't know, bro. They may get a hold to the barbs and find out where you stand. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But we're all very tall, right? All you guys are tall. I know Lisa about 5'7"
and a half.
I'm 5'8". We all 5'8" and up, I think.
I'm 5'10", so yeah. What I look like with somebody that's shorter than me, that's a fool.
Okay, well, moving on. Jenny Mai is clearing up for her controversial comments on why she doesn't want to be the leader in her relationship and her decision to submit to her fiance, Jeezy. She said, well, for me, submit does not mean that you are lower or less important than your man. What I mean is, in my work life, I own my business, I run my team, and make all of my decisions, and I lead entirely in the outside of my life. So in my home, I want my man to lead. Is it okay how do y'all feel about women being submissive in a relationship? And have you ladies, ever submitted and been submissive?
I think it's being independent. I know how to definitely wear the pants. I don't think nobody can argue me down on that. But I want at all. So I want to wear the skirt. And sometimes, as much as I'm being led to the radio station and led through my schedule and led through who's the next person's hand I'm going to take a picture with, at home, I just want to say, hold me, tell me everything is going to be all right, and you got it. I want to feel like a princess, outside of a queen, outside of the house. You know what I mean? I did.
Vivica, how about you? Have you ever been submissive? I've gotten better with it.
I've gotten better with it.
I mean, let me just keep that really real. I mean, it is one of my biggest faults. You know what I mean? That's a tough one, but I am getting better, and I'm making myself work on. I think the word that's bugging everyone more than anything else is submissive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Instead of being just a good partner to your man, that's what I want to be. I don't want to submit to anyone because that means you get to control me, and that shit ain't gonna work. But to be a good partner, yes, absolutely.
I think
that's what would make me comfortable. Other than that, I would get bored and I would be acting fake, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I took that out my vows. The obey.
Yeah,
I'm like obey. No, we don't have to do that.
Okay, well, down to the Bible, submission. I think people have taken submission out of context. I think submission can be viewed, should be viewed as submitting to the role of the relationship, not submitting to a man or a person, but submitting to God under what his
love.
To love, to be in alignment, to be in your alignment with him, to be on the same page, and to be able to be his helper, and him do the same. While it says we should submit, it also says that we should love us like Jesus loved the church. That's greater love. So at the end of the day, submission is not submit like a dog. Submission is release and relinquish control, because God has provided you with someone to take over and take care of the things that, like when Jenny May said, she had the world, she had all this stuff, so God has provided her and helped me just like he has provided me to get the same help.
It just makes you want to be right. It just makes you want to brag like.
And can I just say this? I feel with her, I think it's difficult because she's on a talk show.
Another thing is,
she talks about the relationship. And it's such a double-edged sword that when you share
we mention rap and hip hop, they shit go up.
Your relationship with the public, people are going to always judge.
And be real too, it's her nationality. Exactly Vietnam, right? So we know the third world country, submission. We think that not us, but the population thinks that she's gonna be behind you going, well, what do you like? What do you want? And all of that. And she's saying, no, not that, because we know that she's an American. You know what I mean?
Totally. You know what this tells me with their relationship? I feel like, people are, I think you're absolutely right, but all three of you are saying, I think also that she has a man that she feels that she's supposed to lead her. Also, a lot of times these men don't have shit going on, and they're like, I want to be the man, I'm the man. Well, guess what, honey? We want you to be the man too. And if you have a woman that's constantly pushing back and doesn't trust your judgment and questioning you, she probably doesn't always respect you because of some of the things you may have seen. Or she doesn't has an attitude. But a lot of times, if a woman feels safe with them, they trust their judgment to not have them looking crazy, or to take care of us, and to protect us. I totally trust my husband. He's smart. If you don't know something, he's gonna research it. He's gonna have me out here looking stupid. So yes, I could be. I'm older than him. I don't want to go to challenge and I'm compete with. Right. It's not a submission. It's a okay. I love traditional roles where you can be the protector and I can be traditional roles. It's not like he's not above me in any way. I think the man has to earn that respect of his lady, and I think we're when people say black women are afraid to do that, no, we just have a lot of times there's a lack of those examples. So a lot of times we don't pop up because we probably don't respect it.
Amazing. There's a lot of bitches out here that be fly as fuck for
others to handle things that we had to take care of for so many years.
So don't ever feel like you gotta compare yourself. Don't ever feel like you gotta go to canal
we have had to do it for so long that it's hard. So it's a process. So men have to be more patient. It's not that we don't want to be submissive. It's that it's hard for us to do it because it's hard.
I think it's both of us. I think it's men and women. I think that there's been so much going on, especially now in this millennium, that we are both scared to be able to put in, and you know how they used to say ride or die? People like, I'll ride with you, but I don't know about the die part. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it is that trust. It's like we have to have some history so I can make sure you're gonna stay around. Because I ain't so sure, so then you are on the fence, you know?
But relationships are risks. So at the end of the day, if you want to be with one, you're going to have to be able to let go and take a risk, or you're just going to be by yourself. If you're not willing to take a risk and have a heartbreak, or maybe how are you ever going to know? Michael Jordan missed 100% of the shots he didn't take.
High risk and high reward. We're going to take a quick break. I love this conversation, and I hope no one takes this negatively as it was male bashing, because it wasn't. I think we're being very fair about it. You know, I really do.
Blacks don't mess around. We different from 9 days.
Hey, my boy. Or bulk to your phone.
Old school teacher face looking. yo, sometimes it's looking, when you look into your eyes, like, I'll be confused if you got a 5-year-old body or 85-year-old body looking. Fucking, hey, yo, real talk, T.I., it don't matter what wardrobe you put on, you look like you still going to court. Look. You put on a church suit, you look like you're going to court. You put on t-shirts, jeans, and Timberlands, you look like you're going to court. Yo, let me explain something to you, T.I. Real quick. You ever heard of that term, timeless great? So you don't know nothing about that. You call it dinosaur. Let me help you understand something. When you get 20-year records, 25-year-old classics, and them still ripping it down 20 to 25 years later in clubs, whether you in them, you not in them, and you got every age group bouncing off the wall, then you can talk to me like you talking to me, man. You got a whole lot of work left to put in that you ain't put in yet. Young, old face look. Yo, T.I., yo, you're supposed to look better as you get older. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I'm looking good. See, you a king. I'm a god. You looking like a king and running your mouth more than looking like a king of the South. That's what you looking like, Playboy. See, I never actually asked to do a verses with you, my brother. It was presented to me, you know, when I did the interview with my brother Fat Joe on the big show. And we had a Jopra moment when he asked me if I saw the way that you was carrying on and behaving when, you know, the whole thing went down with you and 50 and it ended up not happening, and you started talking all of this about how you feel about New York MCs and rappers. And see, I know you love me, and I love you, and you know I love you. You're my brother. The reason why we could joke and have fun like this is because we brothers. Hey, yo, take your leaning pizza walk somewhere and go sit down.
Yeah, all of that. However, I said it. Right now, those the only songs you can play. You did the way we could get this shit done. Okay? Did the way we can get this shit done. You can't play no song that came out before I'm Serious dropped. From 2001 to right now, those the only songs you can play. You dig that? So if you want that, if you want that smoke, Pull your ass up, line them up next to Young. We're gonna have a goddamn a three-way massacre. Do you hear me? I said it. I said it, and I meant that. Tim, Timberland, Swiss, is this shit possible? Is this possible? Can we do this? Don't goddamn keep on pushing up. I ain't goddamn got my shit in order. I'm telling you like this. If you goddamn want some of this smoke, bro, come on with your catalog between 2001 to right now. Cause that's when I came in there. I can't battle you on some came out before I came out. I can't do that one. You dig? So if you want that action, you want that smoke, pull your up.
That hairdo you got up there look like you stuck in COVID and you ain't coming out that.
That's how I started. You can put it in the freezer. That's how I started.
Nigga looking like, yo, you looking like you trying to go back to the start of Kid of the Busta Rhymes dread. So my thing was, in the moment, you know, I'm a little older than you, but we still come.
You're a lot older than me, but let's go on there.
Oh, you fucking, but you know what though? You look like an 85-year-old body habit with the leaning pizza walk. Every day you get up and put on sneakers and jeans and t-shirts, you still look like you're going to court. Beautiful and an honor to be able to salute.
I was talking to earlier, right?
Yeah.
Saying,
I've had my school.
Hey, bro, I got something for you right now. How about that? How about right now? That's soon enough?
How about soon enough?
Can I still make your app? I send you something and you do what you do to it.
Well, my
album
album.
Go ahead and push forward.
My album gone. I can't. We could put
Okay, it's
our
gone.
No. We could put our new collab on a deluxe though.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's get to it. Like send me
I'm
something.
gonna send you some right
I'm in the studio
now.
right now.
Don't. You hear me, man?
Setting to a degree.
You would cheat your child out your priorities.
Be respectful.
Year-old Zaylee Rasmussen. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you
Mark Short has been in close contact